Hello, my sewing friends. I'm Jen, and this is Friday Sews, which is a weekly chat when we talk about sewing in life. So let me tell you about some sewing. I've got Project Dress a Girl, a charity event that's happening for the month of September to tell you about. Also, a couple of things that I've been sewing and a whole pile of thrifted stuff that I want to show you. So, Project Dress a Girl. I had the privilege of getting together with some friends a week ago Saturday, and we went to our local library. And there were, I think, like 6 of us, I think. And we all brought our machines and we all sewed dresses for little girls. I worked on Simplicity 7252. It's in It's So Easy pattern from 1991. And just making sure that's 1991. Yep. Or no, maybe it's 1994. I don't know. I think it's one. Anyway, cute little dress. And it's just got a little keyhole neckline in the back. So one of the requirements of a dress for a Project Dress a Girl is that it can't have any fastenings like buttons or zippers or Velcro or nothing that if something went wrong, it would need to be replaced. Yeah, nothing like that. So ties, elastic, a lot of that kind of thing. I used a Daisy Kingdom print for mine and trimmed out the pockets, which I added, and the neckline and armholes with just some bias trim. So let me give you a look at that day.
Funny you finally can talk about what you're wearing.
Do I have to?
Ah!
Yeah.
Yes, you do, because Jen's going to make the video about us.
And now here's Trish talking about what she wore today. I don't have the patterns with me, but it's 8841, I think is the pants.
Yeah, you gotta
Simplicity 8841. Is that okay? Do I man white? And this is the Gertie shirt. Made into like more vesty kind of.
Which is still in the pattern books today.
And it's Simplicity, I think it's 9525 or 9545. Who else? Carmen?
I am wearing the In the Works tank top from Pattern Emporium. Let me get here so you see how beautiful it is. It has a beautiful wide binding at the neckline and at the arms. It's stretch knit, so easy to put together. Comes up under the arm really nicely, and it goes in the back. I think it really nicely. It's a great summer top and a great shell piece that you can have in your wardrobe under a jacket. You'll just love it.
I am wearing the True Bias Lodi dress that I made out of a tropical print scuba fabric. I made it for a cruise last year.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am wearing the Cadence top by Love Notions and the Sunrise Skirt. And I don't remember what makes that, but you can Google it. Love it.
It's from Etsy. Yeah. And I am wearing a pair of, it's a vintage pattern from 1990 something, I don't know. And it is, the pattern has a little vest and a pair of gathered shorts. These are actually shorts that are elastic waist. And this is a rayon challis. No, it's not a challis, it's a twill, rayon twill. They're so comfortable, it's amazing.
Lovely people, lovely day, and even on into the evening. There were 4 of us that visited, so it was really fun. I got home from a week at my mom and dad's where I showed my mom how to thread her new Bernette. She has been a Bernina person for years, but her Bernina 930 has kind of quit. And so she got a new little Bernette. It's very cute, and a lot of the things on it are the same as my machine, believe it or not. So I just showed her how to wind a bobbin and how to thread it. And it's not like she's unfamiliar with these sorts of things because they all work kind of the same. But one thing she was unfamiliar with was the needle threader. And it's a little manual needle threader. You know, most machines have them these days. And so, yeah, I just kind of, did it for her, and she watched while I did it. And then I found her the instruction manual, which she had lost track of. And so I said, here you go. And she said she would read it and get a feel for it. So I'm hoping she does. She doesn't sew anymore. She's 87, and she just wants a sewing machine to be able to do some mending if she needs to. And I think I'm going to be the same way. You sew your whole life, and then you get to the point where, it hurts your back too much to sit for very long. And you don't need clothes and, all the things, but you just want a sewing machine. It's like you need it. You just need it. You need it. So anyway, okay, so that was why I was gone, and also a little bit of what I did when I was gone. I have continued to work on something I'm working on, which is Butterick 7037. Beautiful dress. I'm making it from a sheet, which looks like this. I don't know if this is going to end up being like a muslin kind of thing or not. I still have to finish the front placket and the collar, but that's really all I have to do. And then it'll be buttonholes and I'm done. Yeah, I don't know. This is very muted. It's very washed out looking, and I love it, but I don't know if I'm going to love it for that dress. But the thing is, if I like the dress, if it fits great and it looks great, which so far so good, it's going to be nice to be able to finish it up and make it in a different fabric again. There it is over there. You can kind of see it back there. It's coming along. So I worked on that. Okay, those are the major sewing things I've done, but I've done a lot of mending or changing or refashioning or a whole slew of things like that. Let me start out with what I just did today. I was sitting and writing in a little journal that I have, and it's just one from Dollar Tree. It's an odd size, but it's the dots. I like the ones with the dots rather than the lined ones. So I'm just sitting there jotting things down, and I thought I should make a cover for that. And so I did, and this is it. I originally started out and failed, and so then I did this one, and I'm pretty happy with it. So that's my little notebook cover. All right, let me start on this pile to tell you about this. Okay, first of all, this is a very cute little vest that I found at Walmart. I'm surprised I found anything this cute at Walmart. It is like a denimish kind of a twill. It's not denim, but it's like denim. And I'm trying to get it buttoned here so you can see it. There you go. Well, as with most things like this, essentially any top that I buy, it always flares out here at the hip line. And I hate that because I know I can fix it, for one thing. And for another thing, it's just, it's because I'm slim hipped. I didn't get a cool booty, and I am kind of straight up and down when it comes to my waist to my hips. So I have to create a waist most of the time. So anyway, I thought, oh, it's okay. It's the day that I'm leaving. It's like an hour before I have to get in the car and go to the airport. So I wanted to wear this with a pair of jeans that I got, and I wanted to narrow the sides because I knew it was going to fit better. Well, okay, easy thing, right? Just, run a line of stitching down the side seam. What I thought was going to take me 20 minutes almost made me late. It took an hour and 10. Ugh. And the reason is the hem on this, it is not, let me show you. It's not just turned under. It is faced. So I had to take apart the facing and take apart the side seam. It was a mess. But I got it done, and it looks fine, and I'm happy enough with it, and now it fits me better than it would have. So I did that. And then when I was in Ohio, I did some thrifting, and I found this very cute little sweater top. I would almost call it a vest, but I think it's really more of a top. Well, the thing about this is that it has this lace trim on the hem. Well, it was too long. But when I looked really closely at the way that the trim was attached to the sweater, it was just stitched on. So it was like, how often does that happen, that when you want to hem a sweater, you can just do it like that? I couldn't believe it. You can just, cut off what you don't need, restitch it on. So that's what I did. So I have a very cute little sweater now. I found this. Actually, I folded it all up. I found this, which is a skirt. And what's funny is I already had the same skirt, but I got it because this one now fits me around the waist, whereas this one didn't, and it didn't have a pocket, and I had to get all kinds of things that you don't want to know about. But I thought, well, you know what? I wonder if I could do anything with this and attach it to this and kind of turn it into a dress. I don't know, maybe. I'll have to think about it. And I say think about it because I don't know how long this will languish in my, maybe I'll figure that out someday pile, but maybe it will. I also had thrifted this, and I put it in a words, one of those travel organizer bags, and I left it at Mom and Dad's, and I put it in with some other things that I wanted to take to Goodwill. And it's a half circle skirt, and it's very cute, but it's too much skirt for me. I've decided, no, it's too much. It's too much. So I thought, well, I'm going to keep that. And, it'll go with my little top. But I thought I'll keep it, and I'll go ahead and just narrow it somehow. I'm not sure how, but I'll figure it out. So that came home with me. And when I got home, I did this little thing here. But I also got that same vest, that one that I showed you in the beginning. I got the same one, but in a denim. They have it in the twill, and then they also have it in the denim. So I thought, well, I want to make it just like the other one. So I, at least this time, had done it once before, and I knew what to do. But I re-stitched all the facing and everything, and I narrowed it so that it comes in and fits me more closely through here. So did that. And then I started working on my shower curtain dress. I was going to get rid of this, and then I realized I just don't wear it very often because the straps are a pain. And this is the wide strap maxi from Peppermint Magazine. It is a free pattern, and I made it one year for a challenge on Instagram. And I always struggled with my bra straps, with the, hiding them. And I even put in the little guides, that you snap around your strap, and then they keep it from moving. And that just never worked. Irritated me to no end. So I quit wearing it. I was going to get rid of it. And then my friend Michelle said, no, not the shower curtain dress, because she loves this dress. I love this dress. I would love to wear this dress more often, but that was the problem. And so, I thought, well, fix it then. So I didn't get rid of it. I just cut wider straps, and I put those on, and those were a bit of a problem, a bit of a, hassle to get them in, right? Because on the back, you've got this elastic that makes it fit. I've got strings that I need to cut. You have to deal with that. And with wide straps, you have to account for the angle that they come in the back. So I tried it on, and trying to pin these things in the back was such a mess. And so I did it, and then I tried it on. Seriously, I guess I did cut the threads. They just stuck to everything. I tried it on, and it was bunching. And so I went back in and angled them, and that was better. And initially I just stuck them on, like sewed them, top stitched them on the inside. And then I thought, okay, no, if you're going to do it right. So I opened up the seam and did that. And it really was not a big deal. So now I can wear my shower curtain dress. Also today, I worked on this beautiful top that my friend Trish got me. It's Calvin Klein. She thrifted it, but she said it didn't fit her. And it is the quintessential little white top for summer. And see, I wear these all year long, but you could wear these. You could wear this with a cardigan if you really wanted to. Isn't this gorgeous? It's got this beautiful collar that just folds back and it fits me like a dream, but it didn't really completely fit me like a dream. I'll tell you what, when you sew, you get really picky about stuff. And once again, it's this flaring out at my hips thing. So I decided I would narrow it. And I didn't need to narrow it very much, but I just wanted to go in and do that. And of course, it has a faux flat fell seam. So I had to take that apart and then figure out. No, I actually didn't take it all the way apart, but I had to figure out how it was put together. And I kept thinking, what the heck? Well, part of it, I think, was fused. Like the two edges of the seam were fused together, probably to give it some stability. But anyway, I figured it out and it wasn't that hard. And now like I had before, I have a beautiful top that's not just beautiful, but it fits me, which is pretty nice. And then lastly, no, not lastly, second to lastly, I've been working on this skirt. Now, this is something I found when I was in Ohio. It was long and had cargo pockets, and it had a tear in the back where there was a slit. And so here are the cargo pockets and the bottom of it. I cut it off, and I'm trying to make it smaller. It is at least 2 sizes too big for me, and actually probably 3 sizes too big. So I have cut it apart, and I'm basting together, the seams here, and I'm taking it in a lot. This is probably a good 4 inches that I'm taking it in. But the problem I'm running into is that I'm taking it out of the back, and that's pulling the side seams around, and that's distorting the fit. So I think I'm going to have to think about this a little bit. You can tell, here's the back, but here's the front, and see, it's pulling that side seam. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I could work with the side seam, but if I did that, then I'd distort the pockets. It's always something, but that's okay. It's fine because I'm going to make it work. I may have to think about it a little more. I think I may just need to put that aside for the moment, keep it in sight, but put it aside for the moment. And then the very last thing I have is this pair of pants that I thrifted, and they're actually from a shop, and the shop is called Wildflower, and it's in the town. It's like, I don't know, it's probably 5-7 miles north of my mom and dad, and it was in the thrift store. And I thought, oh, and I looked it up, and it's like, I think it's part of a hotel that didn't used to be there, but now is there. And I thought, it's made in China. These are made in China. And I thought, how do they, I don't know. It's like any designer. They put their own label on something and they design it and then they send it off and have it manufactured. And yeah. Anyway, that just kind of gave me pause. And I really like these. They're linen. Actually, they're a linen rayon blend, and they've got elastic here on the sides, just a little bit, just from here to here. And they fit nicely. But when I got them, they were really wrinkled. And they have a front fly, and you can see that it just wants to wrinkle. I don't like that. So you know what I'm going to do is just close it up. Just close it up so it doesn't have a fly. And I don't think it'll be difficult. To be honest, all I'm going to do is top stitch it down. I'm not even going to take the zipper out. I'm just going to top stitch it down because I can easily get these on and off without having to undo the zip. So got to do that. As soon as I do that, these will be done. Oh my goodness. Whole lot of mending going on. Well, I guess it is mending. It's not like I'm mending holes or anything like that. I'm not like fixing something where the stitching came undone or, things like that. But I am taking things and making them fit. And man, that's a big pile. Most of it is done. That's good. So that's a lot of sewing that's happened since I got back on Saturday. I will tell you about life. It's adventures and traveling, as usual with me. My flight was supposed to leave at 7:05 from Columbus and fly into Fort Myers and get there about 9:30. I thought that was fantastic, except I had to get up at 3:30 to leave by 4 to be there by 5 because I like to be there 2 hours ahead. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm checking my bag in at the counter, and the the counter agent says, "Now you know your flight's delayed." Okay, immediately I'm kicking myself for not checking my app, because you always should do that and it will let you know if your flight is delayed. Well, first flight of the day, I thought, no, it wouldn't be some delay like domino effect. Nah. But a pilot had called in sick. So went and got some breakfast, got some coffee, sat down and thought, well, I do this all the time because I used to work for this airline. And I sat down and I thought, okay, what's connecting where? When can I leave? Can I get in any earlier than this flight? Because, okay, it was 5 o'clock in the morning when I was talking to this agent at the counter, and the flight wasn't going to leave until like 11:15. And that was, 6 hours and 4 hours late. So anyway, it might have changed if they'd found a pilot. I don't know, but here I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm thinking, is there another connection? Can I go through some other city? Will it get me there any faster? And I see that there's a flight into Sarasota. Okay, I flew out of Fort Myers. I live between Fort Myers Airport and Sarasota airports, and it was leaving at 7 o'clock or 7:15. It was 7 o'clock when I saw it. Man, I ran 2 gates down. Thank goodness it wasn't any further than that. And I came up to the counter and I said, "Can you get me on this flight?" And this wonderful woman said, "Sure." And she transferred me over. I was the very last person to board. But before she transferred me over, she said, "Did you check a bag?" And I had, because I always do. And I said, "Oh, shoot, that's going to Fort Myers." But I said, "No problem. No problem. I'll drive down and get it later." I was so tired at that point. I just was so glad to be going home. So they put me on that flight. It was great. I got home at 9:30 in the morning and I promptly went to bed because I was so tired. You know what? I'm still tired. I just think, wow, traveling just has started to take it out of me. Never did before. I mean, I might need a day to catch up, but wow, I don't know what's going on, but I'm tired. So, anyway, I enjoyed my time up with my mom and dad, and I have last time I went and this past time I cooked for them. My mom used to come over and do once a month cooking with me for my family. I had 5 kids and a husband who loves to eat, so we would cook enough food for what we thought was 1 month. It ended up being 3 months. She would come and spend the weekend. So for all those times she did that for me, I thought, I hate that they go out to eat as often as they do. I know they'd rather stay home. So I started making meals for them. And, I could make one casserole dish, but put it in 2 pans. And that's actually a meal and leftovers times 2. So it wasn't any real hard work or anything. It did take me the better part of the day, but it was such a pleasure to be able to do that for them, where she helped me so many times doing it for me. So I think that's it. I'm going to move on into a little bit of Jesus, as I always do. So if that's not for you, then thank you so much for coming and spending a little time and hearing about all my wins and losses and adventures. I always appreciate you being here. So I hope you'll come back, and I will see you next time. If you did stick around for a little bit of Jesus, well, I have a scripture to share with you. It's from Hebrews 12, verses 1 and 2. And I'm going to read it to you from the NIV, New International Version. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary or lose heart. I have seen so many examples of those who have not grown weary in my life. My father-in-law was one. He never grew weary. He kept the faith. He kept going. When things got hard, he kept going, like Energizer Bunny of faith. That's what this man was. Such a great example to me. And I think it's important to look around in our lives and see those great examples of people of faith who don't quit. Maybe it's your grandma, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your aunt, maybe it's some person you knew a long time ago, maybe it's, not a family member, but a friend, or a friend of a friend, or, someone you looked up to. Who knows? But they have not grown weary. They have not stopped. They have not given up. They have pursued our Lord and Savior Jesus all their lives, or most of their lives, or for as long as they have known him. It's just so important to watch those people and take from watching them, what inspires us and encourages us to not grow weary, not grow faint, but keep going, because we're going to see him pretty soon. It'll be a blink, and we'll see him. And what a day that'll be. Can you imagine? I imagine all the time, but it just fills my heart with such joy. Okay, I'll leave it there for this week, and have a great weekend. And thanks for being here. I appreciate you all, and I will see you next time.